I'm Chris Thomas. Next on Late News Tonight, protests take over downtown Sacramento. 4 days after Stephon Clark was shot and killed by police in his grandparents' backyard.
Stephon Clark!
Interstate 5 shut down during rush hour. And then marchers headed to the Golden One Center, blocking Kings fans from getting to their seats.
The arena remains closed, and we ask fans outside to travel home.
And now we ask what happens next as more rallies are planned and the city reacts. Late News Tonight starts now. It has been an emotional day in Sacramento as protesters took to the streets demanding justice for 22-year-old Stephon Clark. We are live at the Golden One Center tonight. That is where those peaceful protests ended. But first, a look back at how we got here. Around 9 p.m. Sunday night, the call came out. Shots fired by police in South Sacramento. But what we didn't know at the time was just how big a deal this would become.
I'm telling you, it went pow, 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 pow. It was like they were just kept on shooting.
Within 24 hours, we learned about the man who was killed. Stephon Clark, a father of 2, had lost his life after being shot at 20 times.
He should still be alive. He should still be alive, and he would have been if your officers hadn't shot him.
People began demanding answers Tuesday night at City Council. Then yesterday, we learned exactly what happened. Sacramento police released body cam video from their 2 officers involved.
Hey, show me your hands! Stop! Stop!
While the investigation unfolds, the call for change is underway. Today, the mayor spoke.
It is not fair, in my opinion, to render a judgment on the specifics of this case until more facts are known that explain what we all saw in the video.
Protesters once again showing up in droves. And now let's take you live to the Golden One Center. Liz joins us there. An emotional day for so many people, Liz.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. We're at the Golden One Center right now. This is where these protests culminated tonight. It is a much calmer, quiet scene right now than it was earlier in this evening. The Kings game that was here tonight got out about an hour ago, and after that, the protesters that were here did disperse. But earlier, it was a chaotic sea of people mixed with protesters demanding justice for Stephon Clark, as well as ticket goers that were trying to get into the game but didn't know how. So I'm going to bring in Francis Wang right now. Francis, you have been out covering these protests since the beginning. You were at City Hall this afternoon, and then you went and walked on I-5 with those protesters. What was that like?
Well, there was a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of anger and frustration. The event was planned for 3 to 7 p.m., so it went a little longer because things ended up here at the Golden One Center. But I don't think anyone knew it would turn into a full-on march the way it did. We knew it'd be a rally. We knew there'd be a protest at City Hall. And I think everyone was a little surprised when they decided to actually get onto the freeway and shut it down. So let's take a look back at some of the biggest moments of today.
Stephon! Lord! Stephon! Lord!
An emotional older brother speaking to protesters who are all here for Stephon Clark. After about 6 hours of protesting, crowds dispersed from the Golden One Center. But this is where it all began, Sacramento City Hall. Protesters angry and frustrated, demanding more from their police officers. After marching around the building and down the blocks, protesters decided to turn the rally into a full-on march, shutting down the streets of downtown Sacramento. The original goal was just the freeway intersection, but hundreds soon made their way onto the freeway itself, shutting down I-5. Protesters spent the rest of the night at the Golden One Center, also shutting down the arena for those who weren't already inside the Kings game. Community activist Barry Axius says this is why.
So what we're going to do is make them go back to their public officials and say, stop killing black people. That's why we're not allowing no one to get in the game.
Do you think this will bring about the change that is needed?
You know what? I do know one thing. They're going to look at us with a lot more respect and understand that we have the power to shut down this city. If this city...
And Liz, as you know, you were here briefly. Things did get a little tense. There was some back and forth, some fights and a heated exchange between the protesters and some of the attendees. But I saw a lot of people actually having some productive conversation towards the end. Some people who wanted to know a little bit more about what happened and see how they could help. Towards the end, a lot of people who were here for the game ended up joining in on the protest, which was actually part of the original goals that the protesters had in coming here in the first place.
Exactly, and I know Stephon Clark's brother was even here to speak, as you showed. So thank you so much, Francis. Fantastic coverage. We really appreciate it. You've been on it from the beginning. Thank you. And as Francis mentioned, this right here at the Golden One Center is where those protests ended tonight. Behind me, it was really a chaotic scene. Ticketgoers that showed up to get into the Kings game could not get inside because those protesters had barricaded these entrances right here. Take a look at some of the reaction that those people had.
Just waiting to watch it like everybody else.
Tom Robertson is one of the hundreds of people who showed up for the Kings game and instead was confronted with this.
Shot 20 times! Shot 20 times!
Demonstrators protesting the shooting of Stephon Clark linked arms and blocked the entrances to the Golden One Center, keeping out those who were trying to get into the game.
Here are the protesters barricading the entrance to the Golden One Center. Right over here, these are the Kings fans that are still waiting to get inside.
Dennis Gutsu confronted the protesters. He said this isn't the way to go about it.
I said, most of these people right here won't accept this way. If you approach them this way, join us or get the F out of here. So what I said is there's probably a different approach that you're able to make.
Other ticket holders told us they were disappointed but understand the protesters' message.
It's inconvenient for those of us who want to watch a game, but I understand where they're coming from, you know, to an extent. They're trying to get their voice heard, and I mean, I-5 was blocked off for hours, and they decided to move down here.
I believe that the way and the area that they picked to do this was a great way for, at least for Sacramento in general, to notice this.
So you're not too upset then?
You know what? I'm not too upset. I'll figure it out, but it's just cool.
It's definitely bigger than the Kings game, so it makes sense.
Meanwhile, inside the arena,
We ask fans outside to travel home. We will issue further information soon.
the game against the Atlanta Hawks went on, rows of seats completely empty. But those waiting outside were left confused.
This is my first time. I'm taking my son for the first time and my niece. And I paid with my hard-earned money, you know? So, I don't know. What do I do?
Midway through the game, the Kings did release a statement. They said they will reimburse ticket holders who did not get in. And following the game, Kings owner Vivek Ranadive and the entire team took to center court to address the shooting of Stephon Clark.
We recognize that it's not just business as usual, and we are going to work really hard to bring everybody together to make the world a better place, starting with our own community. And we're going to work really hard to prevent this.
And it is very rare, I think, for a team owner to come out like that and address the community in that way. And Chris, speaking about bringing the community together, and, you know, I would say that one of the people that's trying to do that is our police chief, Daniel Hahn, trying to bring the community back together, get it back on its feet. And I know you spoke to him about this shooting tonight.
I did. Thank you, Liz. We will come back to you shortly. But as you mentioned, with all the protests today, we wanted to hear from the chief of police, Daniel Hahn. I spoke with him earlier this evening. Why don't you take a look? Chief Hahn, we thank you so much for joining us on Late News tonight. Talk to us, first of all, about some of the images we've been seeing tonight, the protests shutting down I-5 and marching through downtown Sacramento. What do you make of this?
I make that it's another reminder that that emotions are high and people are angry and they want answers, and we intend to give it to them.
There are those who will say maybe the officers had a right to be a little more forceful, to say, hey, we won't allow this type of thing. What do you say to those people?
Well, being overly aggressive at any time, but especially when emotions are high, that doesn't lead for good outcomes. So Yes, they were protesting, getting some of that emotion out, and so our officers were there really just to make sure everybody was safe.
Well, let's run through some of the things that we know to be true right now. We know that 20 shots were fired. We asked our viewers some of the questions that they might have for the chief, and people want to know, Chief, what's the protocol there? Are you supposed to empty the gun? Was 20 shots excessive? What do you think?
Yeah, there's no way to make a policy that dictates how many rounds somebody shoots because every situation is dynamic. So that's part of the investigation is if in fact 20 rounds was completely outside of policy, that's one of the things we examine.
The chief notes while they had 30 days to release the body cam video, his department released this video within 72 hours of Stephon Clark being shot and killed.
We're being open. We're an open book, and we will reveal facts as we get them. That still doesn't erase what happened, and it still doesn't answer the questions whether it was legal within policy and within training. But I think that's a step in the right direction, because if this whole thing had happened a year ago or 2 years ago, you wouldn't even have video to see because we didn't have body cameras.
As people weigh in and share their comments, we see these images going across the internet. How are you feeling tonight?
Well, it's been some long days. But our city is hurting. So anytime, this is where I was born and raised, so anytime our city is hurting, I'm hurting. And so you can't go anywhere right now without feeling this, seeing it on the news, seeing the protests in person. And we need to get better, and we need to come together and put things in place that this won't happen again.
And we have posted our full interview with Chief Daniel Hahn on our website. Just head to abc10.com. Meanwhile, it is the other big story tonight. The wet weather causes problems all over California, putting residents on alert. And our coverage of the Sacramento protest continues. Kings fans blocked from getting to the Golden One Center tonight.
Everyone's talking about Kimmel. They said he's the most important host in late night.
Really?
They said he's late night's clearest voice.
They said I was extremely well endowed. Oh, no one said that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
It's the Volkswagen Smile at Spring Sales Event, where you will find great deals on award-winning SUVs that are sure to make you smile. With over 40 standard features and with America's best bumper-to-bumper transferable limited warranty. During the Volkswagen Spring Sales Event, you can't help but smile.
Do you know them?
Do you know them?
It's the Volkswagen Smile at Spring Sales Event.
Hurry in and get a $1,000 APR bonus or lease this 2018 Tiguan S for just $199 a month after a $1,000 bonus.
When you're a member of Golden One Credit Union, you're special. Because you're part of a not-for-profit financial cooperative with the strength of 1 million other members right behind you, helping you get lower loan rates, fewer fees, and giving you the respect you deserve. So why be just another customer? Become a member. We'll all be stronger together.
Tonight on the LNT, after wall-to-wall coverage.
And we are sitting down with local high school students, asking them what they think.
Late News Tonight, weeknights at 11 on ABC 10.
The most technologically advanced newsroom requires the fastest and most reliable network, the ABC 10 Information Network, connected to you, powered by Xfinity.
Welcome back. We are here outside the Golden One Center, where earlier tonight hundreds of protesters had gathered, barricading the entrances to the Kings game. They were demonstrating the shooting of Stephon Clark. Now, we spoke to many people tonight who were not able to get into that Kings game despite having tickets. It even separated some families, some inside, some stuck outside. We spoke to one woman. She was stuck inside the Golden One Center. This is Trudy Smart. She got separated from her family and husband, who got stuck in traffic on the way to the game. She took the photos, these photos right here, inside while she was stuck inside. She says it was a strange experience to watch the game this way without her family, and when asked her thoughts on the entire situation, she choked up.
It doesn't really seem right that people can put this kind of pressure on everybody else. To me, all lives matter. I just don't think it's right.
Now, Smart finished watching the game in her seats with other fans who were not able to leave the center. She did emphasize that employees were being as accommodating as they could. They were offering free food and beverage, and we did see that the team owner, he did come out and address the community about this. And when we spoke to some protesters here as to why they decided to come to the Golden One Center and barricade off these entrances, they said that they wanted to do something to give this shooting the attention it deserves. And I know that more protests are planned here in Sacramento for tomorrow. Chris?
Indeed, Liz, we thank you for your live reporting tonight. This is indeed now a national story, getting national attention. And keep in mind, as Liz mentioned, there are more protests planned for tomorrow, and we'll have much more coming up tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. on the Morning Blend. But